right, guys, we've already gone over this, but maybe if we put it in a little bit of a different format, it'll make a little more sense. And also, in any case, we're all just going to become experts at the subjunctive, and you guys are going to be amazing at the subjunctive before the end of the year. So, we're going to talk about the sequence of tenses, which is when we use which type of subjunctive. So remember, there's 4 types of subjunctive. There's present, present perfect, past, and past perfect. So we're going to talk about, again, when to use each one. So if you have the present tense, es bueno que, that would be the present tense. Present progressive tense, remember, is the ing plus a star. So estoy esperando que, I am hoping that. Present perfect is with the present form of haber. So he prohibido que, I have prohibited that. And in the future, diré que, I will tell you to do something. So future is will, remember. And again, all of this is assuming that we have a trigger, right? So obviously we're not going to be using any kind of subjunctive if we don't first have a trigger. But all of these are triggers. This is a general statement. This is will or emotion. This is will, and this is also will. So all of these are triggers for the subjunctive. So if we have the present tense, if we have any of these, then we're going to use the present subjunctive. So we're going to use the to form, and we're going to use the verb estudiar. So remember, to form the present subjunctive, go to the yo, drop the o at the opposite ending. So the yo would be estudio, and the opposite ending would be estudies. So, es bueno que estudies. It's good that you study. Diré que estudies. I will tell you to study. If you use any of these tenses, you're going to use the present subjunctive. If you are talking about a prior action, so if you are talking about something that already happened, then you're going to use the present perfect subjunctive. So the present perfect, remember, is haber, and the subjunctive is hayas, and then it's always followed by the past participle, which is ado or ido, que hayas estudiado. For example, estoy esperando que hayas estudiado. I am hoping that you have studied. Or just, I'm hoping that you studied. This is a prior action to whatever's happening right now. Es bueno que hayas estudiado. It's good that you have studied, or it's good that you studied. This is a prior action to this. So if you remember, you start your sentence in the present tense, but you're talking about the past, you have to use the present perfect subjunctive. You can't use any other form of subjunctive. Okay, you need to use the present perfect subjunctive if you're talking about something that happened in the past or that happened recently. If it's a prior action, then you're going to use the present perfect subjunctive. Okay. Again, all of these are assuming that we have a trigger. But if we use the preterite, so pedí que, I asked that, this is going to be will. The imperfect, dudaba que, I doubted that. That is doubt, obviously. Past progressive, estaba buscando a alguien que, I was looking for someone who. This is indefinite. And then it's ing, past progressive. The conditional, me gustaría que, I would like that. That's going to be emotion. And then había sugerido que is the past perfect. So the perfect is haber, the past perfect is había. Había sugerido que, I had suggested that. That's going to be will. So all of these are triggers. And if you use any of these tenses, then you're going to be using the past subjunctive. Whoops, wrong color. I cannot have that. Okay. Past subjunctive. And remember, to form the past subjunctive, you go to the ellos, ellos, ustedes, and the preterite, take off the ron, and add ra, ras, ra, ramos, ron. So we're going to use estudiar. And we're going to use the el, ella, usted form. So it would be estudiar ron. Take off the ron, ra, ras, ra, ramos, ron would be estudiara. So pedí que estudiara. I asked that he or she study. Right? Past tense, past tense. Now, if I'm talking about a prior action, so something that had already happened, then I'm going to use the past perfect subjunctive. So the past perfect subjunctive is going to be the past subjunctive of haber. So remember, that's hubiera, and then followed by the ado or ido, estudiaba. Dudaba que hubiera estudiado. So I doubted that he or she had studied. This is a prior action to my doubt, right? Before this, they had or had not studied. I doubted that he or she had studied. Okay, and then just a random note about ojalá. Ojalá can be used with any of the subjunctive tenses. It doesn't matter which. So ojalá estudies would be I hope you study. And ojalá hubieras estudiado is going to mean I wish you had studied. So ojalá can be used with any tense of the subjunctive. It just means something a little bit different. So it could mean I hope, or mean I wish, or hopefully, depending on what tense of the subjunctive you use. But really can use it with any of them. Okay, so just to review, if you're starting your sentence in the present, present progressive, present perfect, or future, you're going to use the present subjunctive, okay? Unless you're talking about the past, unless you're talking about something that already happened, then you're going to use the present perfect subjunctive. If you start your sentence with the preterite, imperfect, past progressive, conditional, or past perfect, if you start with any of these, you're going to use the past subjunctive unless you're talking about a prior action, unless you're talking about something that had already happened before that point in time. So if you're talking about a prior action or something that had already happened before that point, you're going to use the past perfect subjunctive. Again, we're going to practice a bunch, and if you have any questions, let me know. You guys are going to be super amazing, awesome experts. Okay, bye.